Today we are covering everything to do with wedding ceremonies. And I'm joined today by Swami Yogamani. A very big welcome, Yogamani. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, thank you so much, Nikki. It's such a pleasure.
Yogamani, unusual name. So how did that come about?
Yogamani actually is a Sanskrit name and it translates to the jewel of union. So
very apt.
It is, and it was given to me some years ago by my teacher of yoga from India, and your name becomes what you aspire to be. So every time it is spoken, it has a vibration and it's a reminder to keep you on track.
How early in the planning process should a couple come to you or another celebrant with regards to engaging a celebrant for their wedding?
People think that they've got all the time in the world. If they do have the luxury of time up their sleeve, at least a year. Very top service providers are booking a year out, and it's not to say if you don't have the luxury of time, do call if you've found someone that you really love, because you just never know. They may be available for your sacred date, but you know, prior planning prevents poor performance. So as much time as you can.
I've always said to my couples that obviously finding the venue is a top priority, because then they know where they're going and things will start to fall into place from there. But then a celebrant is a very key person.
Absolutely.
And they need to find one that they completely gel with and have a great connection with. And it would be awful if they did find that person but then couldn't get that person on the day.
It happens a lot, Nikki, yeah.
And you don't want somebody who has got 3 weddings on the same day, because you want somebody who's focused on them for that day.
Personally, I only work with 1 ceremony per day, out of respect for the couples, out of respect for that ritual and that ceremony. You know, it's the one time in their life, the one day. You want to be focused. We don't want people turning up late because the ceremony before ran late, or you know, getting names muddled.
Now when a couple comes to you or another celebrant, what kind of questions should they be asking in the initial consultation to find out whether you are the right kind of celebrant for them?
Firstly, even before they get to that interview, I think it's really important to really do the research. Establish what it is you want from a celebrant, and research through the internet, through friends, through word of mouth, through experiencing them in a ceremony, wedding shows or expos. And once you start to pull it back and refine it, then also at your interview with the person, or go to their home. I like to get couples to come to my home so they can see how I live. This gives a real reflection of the person that you're dealing with. You know, maybe they love animals because they've got dogs, maybe they're organised and punctual, and all these things you can tell first. And then questions, ask what's unique, what that celebrant can offer for a different ceremony. You know, can they assist you? Will they be open to assisting you to manifest the ceremony of your dreams? Ask the legal questions, what actually is required, and how, you know, see if they're open to be able to create something unique that reflects the couple, because each ceremony should be unique, because each couple is unique.
I so agree with that.
Yeah.
And I think there are too many celebrants out there that are offering cookie cutter type ceremonies.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately couples are none the wiser, so they are buying into one fits all type ceremonies.
And usually this type of celebrant is pick A, B or C, throw the name in, 4 ceremonies in a day. You know, the sincerity and the passion and the integrity is just not present, and it's important. The other thing that's valuable is to notice the tone of the voice. Is the celebrant listening, or are they doing all the talking? Are they open to your requirements, wants or needs? Also, cost is a fantastic question to ask. Does that include sound, a microphone? Does that include GST, a rehearsal? You know, rehearsals invaluable for each ceremony. Absolutely. Because you know, spatial awareness. If people are comfortable with where they're going, where they're walking to, at what speed, then they're relaxed and they can be present and really enjoy the ceremony.
What about music in a ceremony? Because that does play a very important component.
It does, and often couples just don't think about this component. Music is closely linked to emotion. It's another opportunity to reflect the uniqueness of the couple. Recently also I did a wedding with a string quartet. Into Metallica was the walk-in song.
Wow, that must be amazing to hear.
It's amazing. And, you know, or it can be the opportunity to weave in the whānau and friends who would like to, who are skilled in this area, or even if they're not, you know, who can sing a beautiful song or a waiata, even karakia, play a piece of music. Yeah, I've had that too. I've had grooms record for the walk-in song, a piece of music that they had written. And it's a real dada moment, you know. It sets the scene. And there's nothing worse than hearing the piece of music get billed and then the attendees have walked in too fast and then it's cut. So I really love to let that opportunity of that time manifest. So if there's a large bridal party, it's quite nice to have a separate piece of music for them, and then when the bride makes her entrance, pow, pop, that's her.
Yeah, another
I'm
one,
here.
separate one for her as well.
Yeah, which is quite nice. And then, you know, anything from something more subtle with the signing of the register. It could be a harp player, it could be the string quartet, or some background soft music. And then, you know, as the recessional takes place, that's the symbology of that area of music is the sacred ceremony is over, now we're into celebration, food, drink, connection.
So it's always nice when that piece is quite uplifting and joyous.
Yeah, and loud, you know.
Yeah.
I think loud music makes a real statement.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it should be really reflective of the couple.
Absolutely.
I'm often asked, and quite surprised, I don't know why I am always surprised, but I am always surprised when I'm asked by my couples for me to choose their music. And I said, but it's your day. I don't know your style of music, even though I have got to know them very well, but it's them. They should be the ones choosing their music.
Absolutely.
It's very reflective of them and their personalities. So.
It can be a real heart opener and a reflection of who they are and their lives, you know.
Absolutely. Very, very true.
All the great ceremonies reflect the couple.
Absolutely. Yogamani, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining me here on the guest list.
It's been my honour. Thank you very much for the privilege, Nikki.
So I've been chatting to Swami Yogamani, and after the break, I'm going to be talking to another celebrant, Chris Mullane. I'll see you after the break.
The guest list is made possible with support from wedding champions who make your magic day possible. People like Edgewater Resort in Rarotonga, the perfect spot for all your family and friends to celebrate. And what a place to have that honeymoon. Thinking weddings and honeymoon, think Edgewater Resort, Rarotonga. And speaking of dream holidays or a wedding overseas, talk to travel managers. Right throughout New Zealand, they can process all your travel needs. That idyllic honeymoon is just moments away. Call one of their specialists, Anita Gatley Travel. Specialising in everything wedding, give Anita a call on 09 845 2150. 09 845 2150.
Hi.